Oh, what's up, guys? BACHATA Rockstar here, and welcome to a brand new series that we're going to do. A lot of new players have picked up the game, are playing the new expansions, are playing the new app, and been a lot of questions online, and there's been a lot of people who have been asking sort of like, what are the thought processes of players that are actually pretty good and actually win more than they lose? So I thought I would sort of run you through my thought processes by playing a game versus myself. So I've also got a handy dandy hat. So I'm bringing back the hats as well. So every time I'm going to switch, there's going to be me with the hat and me without the hat. All right. And I'm just going to talk through my plays and then play against myself and say how each turn in each hand changes the way I would play that particular hand. And then we're going to splice it all together, and it's going to look awesome. Alrighty, you ready? Let's do this. Here we go. All right, turn one. So we've got two trade, we got a vipe. What are our potential plays here? So on one trade, I can grab a War Elder, and I could scrap a Viper, not bad. And I could also get a Swarmer, which would give me a little bit of damage, pretty good. I could grab an Explorer, which would give me some trade, not bad. I think this sets me on a very aggressive route, and to be honest, I don't know how many aggressive cards there are on top of that. So I think were I more, if I had more aggressive cards over here, I'd be more inclined to sort of go with the aggressive route. Now, getting an early scrap is always good, and I think maybe scrapping on a Viper is usually pretty good. So I think I'm going to go with this route anyway, but it'd be a lot better if I had some more offensive options, but who knows, I may flip some offensive options. Now bear in mind my opponent is going to have upwards of 5 trade, so he's got a 4 and a 5 that he can afford here. I'm kind of okay with him having these, because like I said, I'll be ahead on scrap, I'll have a little bit of damage. So yeah, I think this is the route we're going to take. Let's grab this War Elder, see what pops up. Survey Ship isn't bad, but we can't buy it. We'll play this Scout to buy this Swarmer. And darn it, still would have liked to have bought that, but that's okay. We'll scrap this Vibe, we'll get it out of our hand. So some of you might be saying, hey, I like damage, right? Isn't having damage how you win the game? Sure it is, but a lot of times getting rid of a Viper early will allow you to concentrate your trade, which will allow you to buy bigger things quicker. You're far more likely to have a hand that's all scouts and allow you to buy a 5-drop as opposed to a 4-drop. Now, the drawback is that over time, Vipers do somewhere between 8 and 12 damage typically, and so that's damage that you don't have. Vipers are much better in the late game than they are in the early game, but realize that the Viper's power is damage over time. So in this case, we did buy a Swarmer, we did scrap a card, so we are ahead on scrap. Our deck is slightly more efficient than our opponent. I think this is a good play. Arguments could be made for just buying Explorer and going with it, but I think allowing our opponent to get a scrap edge on us is probably a bigger disadvantage than we would like to have. You never want to give your opponent a scrap edge if you have an opportunity to take advantage of that. Our opponent bought a Swarmer and he scrapped a card, so we're a little behind. Good news is we can get our own scrapper, so I think we definitely want to buy that. It does leave us with 4 trade. We could pick up a gunship or a survey ship or 2 explorers. Let's see what comes out though, and that will change our decision. So a Lancer's come out. I think a Lancer is a fantastic card. I think it's really, really strong, especially in a yellow deck, especially if our opponent is going to acquire bases. Since our opponent has already sort of tipped his hand in terms of being an aggro deck, we are probably going to want to base up ourselves. And so if that's the case, maybe we can grab the Warning Beacon later, right? But seeing as that's the case, we don't want to give him weapons to defeat us, to beat our bases later on. Other options we can do, we can go Lancer Explorer, which is great. Lancer Warning Beacon, that's an option. I don't know if I like the Warning Beacon right now, just because the Warning Beacon's power is typically is much stronger when you can just put it into your hand. Now, Gunship is really great too. I'm a little less leaning towards Gunship simply because if there was a big drop already out there, then I can use the gunship to get that big drop. Right now, everything's kind of tiny, so the likelihood of us needing the gunship later on, not quite as high. So I think just being able to counter him a little bit here, taking away a tool that would counter a strategy of ours that we're most likely going to employ, I think is the best bet. And grabbing this Explorer just to give us a little trade. There you go. And that's the plan. And now we're sitting on trade, scrap, and damage. Got a nice little diverse opening. Things are looking good. All we have is a Swarmer now, and our opponent has leapt ahead with a Trade Bot, Lancer, and Explorer. So we're going to need to close that gap somehow. I think the way that we close that gap is either by buying Explorers, buying a Survey Ship, or getting a Gunship. So our opponent did buy a Lancer, so getting a Gunship would deny him a yellow card combo, a 2-card yellow card combo, which is really strong. Unfortunately, we can't afford a Stealth Tower or a Defense Center, which would have been really nice. But I think the Gunship is the play here. It gives us 4 trade in a package, it gives us 5 extra damage, it allows us to continue being aggressive with our strategy, and it denies our opponent a yellow combo. Yeah, I think that is the right play. Argument could be made for getting 2 Explorers to try to gain an edge in economy. Seeing as how he has 1 Explorer and 1 Trade Bot, this would give us more money. But having more money is not really that big of a deal. It's really more about, can you group your money together in order to get the big cards. And right now, we are scrapped, so we did scrap a Viper, so there's a lot more merit to get an Explorer, but I think getting the Gunship's combo of damage and potentially being able to trade up later, I think is too good to pass up here, and it's something we don't want our opponent to have. So probably going to grab Survey Ship. It is a yellow card. It does deny our opponent another yellow card combo. We can't double up on Explorers, so I think that's our only option here, unfortunately. Kind of a bad draw. So we kind of lucked out. Our opponent got a Survey Ship. Yes, that does combo his yellows pretty good, but it does mean that we now have a little more flexibility in what we can buy. Let's see, nobody has any bases yet, so I'm not really too concerned with Stealth Tower, but I think allowing my opponent to have a Stealth Tower is probably a bad idea. I cannot afford a Patrol Mech either, so there's definitely some merit to scrapping that Patrol Mech to keep it away from my opponent. He just cycled, so he's on deck 2. So now he has access to all his cards. So let's take a look at max trade. He can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 would be his max. 2, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Draw a card. 7. Yeah. So 7 is his max. So he, in theory, he can afford pretty much anything out here. Obviously, his minimum is going to be 3. So the question then is, which cards are we okay with him having, and which card do we really want to deny him? So he's already got 1 scrapper, and I'm pretty sure he wanted to buy this last turn, but he just didn't have the trade for it. Unfortunately, we don't have it either. So I would say denying him that is probably a good idea. He's clearly going for a scrap strategy, and we don't have any scrappers of our own. Ooh. Corvette pops out, so it's not a bad yellow card. It would combo with our gunship, but honestly, I think we just want a little more trade, and something to sort of combo our blobs here would be nice too. But just being able to, we have 2 cards now that can scrap up to something big, so I think buying that is actually a good idea. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, our opponent scrapped. He only had 3 trade. And he bought that blob wheel. So I think we're doing okay here. A Lancer popped out. We are almost certainly going to want to hop on that and just start comboing our strategy here. And so it kind of seems like we are just going yellow strategy here. You know, we've got a nice opportunity to pick up 2 yellows. We've already got 2 yellows in hand. So I think this is the way to go. We definitely want a Lancer, like I said. So, you know, it's funny, when we first started this game, our initial strategy was to potentially go bases and play defensively because our opponent had he had started off with such an aggressive start. We're going to keep this Explorer because we really don't have any other trade and we can't buy anything else. But now we've kind of become the yellow card aggressive deck. So unfortunately our opponent has made us discard, which sucks. But we super lucked out. Now we can trade up and get a Moonworm. Now, considerations. Could we get a Junkyard? Sure. It does scrap a card. Could we get a Stealth Tower? Sure. It does extend the game. Our opponent has lots of base destroying things, so oddly enough, getting a base is probably not the way to go. Getting a scrapper base is nice, but is that how we win the game? Nope. We've got 2 blobs. We're committing to a blob strategy. I think this is the way to go. Since our opponent has actual scraps, us just going ham is the way to win this game. So we are officially committed to an offensive strategy, a blob strategy now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm probably going to get that Warning Beacon. I may get that Battle Screecher to keep it away from him. I think that's actually the best idea. So our opponent has now bought a Moonworm, he's got a Swarmer, he's got a Blob Wheel. He's got a lot of damage, not a lot of trade. We need to keep all damage away from our opponent as much as we can. So I think I'm actually going, seeing as how there's a lot of big things out there, mostly big things, I'm actually going to scrap this Viper. The other reason to scrap the Viper would be if we were trying to play a little more defensive game, which we kind of are. We're a little on our heels because he is so blobby. But the other thing that scrapping a Viper does is it potentially allows us to buy bigger bases later on. And that's pretty much how we're going to win this game. We're going to scrap down and deny him big damage. Damn it, that's a really good card for him. So that's pretty much our plan. We have scrappers, he doesn't. Right, we have a scrapper and he doesn't. So the way we're going to win this game is combo our yellows, scrap down, and basically kind of race him down and pick up 1 or 2 bases and hopefully just sort of ride that line of having enough defense to win the game. Woohoo! Look at this turn. We got a fatty turn coming up. All right, Moonworm, you drop. Let's see what you get. All right, we got 4 trade here. So we need to get rid of something. So what's nice is that with 4, we'll have 2, we'll have 6 trade. So I'm going to get rid of this Stealth Tower. Wait, no. Do we want the Stealth Tower? Maybe we want the Stealth Tower. Okay. We got to make sure we think this through. Our opponent still has no bases. So what is going to be the worst thing for him? We really actually want to get the Hive if we can. Either the Hive or the Junkyard. Maybe the Defense Center, but no. Either Hive, Junkyard, or Stealth Tower. So the nice part is that by playing the Swarmer, we are actually able to put an Explorer into our hand, which will allow us to then have 6 trade to buy anything that's out there. So the real question is which card do we not want our opponent to have? And which card do we want? So the question is, do I want Junkyard, Hive, or Stealth Tower? I think I want the Hive. And so then the next best card for my opponent would be Stealth Tower or Junkyard. And so I think Stealth Tower is more dangerous, and I would probably scrap that Stealth Tower. Now, other arguments could be made for getting the Junkyard to get us on the scrap train. And it's definitely early enough to do that. And it does defend. So I think it's kind of 50-50 here. The question is, do we just want to keep going hardcore blobs or not and try to race our opponent down, or do we want to establish some defense? So our opponent has decided no defense, and he bought this to kind of keep it away from us. So he's pretty aggro on him. So I think there's actually merit to getting a Junkyard and then scrapping down. But I think the Hive realizes our strategy a little bit faster, in a sense that it's a draw card, that's a draw card, that's a draw card, that's a draw card. So if we ever get 2 blobs together, we're pretty much drawing cards. And I think a Junkyard is a little bit slower, longer strategy. Our opponent has no healing either. So the question is, do we think we can win this race? So how do we win the race? We count damage and we figure it out. 4, potentially 6, 4, potentially 6. So this is 12, 13, 15. This doesn't combo. 15, 20. He's got 20 a turn. So we're going to be dead in 2 to 3 cycles. He's got 15 cards in his hand. So we have maybe 6 turns, maybe 7 turns. So buying a junkyard would probably buy us another 2 turns, which would buy us another 2 scrap. And we have 8, 15, 16, 17 damage. So we would need 3 cycles in order to kill him. So if we got the hive, that would give us 8, 15, 16, 17. Now this is 8 plus 5 is 13, 14, 15, 18. We only have 15, so we're going to need 3 solid cycles in order to beat him. So I think actually getting the junkyard, extending the game a little bit, protecting our face a little bit, getting some scrap is actually the way to go. So that being said, we're going to get rid of that stealth tower so he doesn't get it. Ooh, hey there, sexy. And then we're going to go ahead and acquire this explorer, which will allow us to then buy the junkyard. Thank you, sir. I forgot to account for the damage we're about to do now. So we just got blasted in the face. That sucks. We have no red card to combo with. We have 3 damage here, so that is actually really terrible for us. Part of me thinks getting the warning beacon just for the defense is maybe a good idea. We're definitely going to shoot him now. Huh. I'm not even going to see its benefits for 2 turns. Alright, we're actually going to buy this Blob Overlord because we can use this later. Maybe combo with our Battle Screecher, and this has an immediate effect. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trade. I can't buy both, which sucks. But I can buy one. Which one would I rather have? Well, he doesn't have bases. But this gives us card draw. But he could potentially get bases later on. I think just having the 6 damage is better than having the 3 damage, even though the 3 damage does draw. And it's a base, and it does activate his bases, so I don't think we need it. Let's go ahead and buy that Blob Destroyer. And we'll play this. Shoot in the face. I think we're good. I think we'll just pass here. Yeah, it activates his Lancer, but he's got 1 in the trash, so this only gives him 2 extra damage. I think we're okay. Well, we're kind of facing a tough road here. What do I got? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, potentially 7. So we need to kind of figure out what the heck we want to do here. I think buying that command center is probably our best bet. We're getting low on life. We need some defense. We're about to cycle. I think this is a good thing. So, yeah. And let's get rid of everything on here except the command center, because that's going to be our buy probably. Combos with our yellow deck, it gives us defense, it gives us counterattack measures. Pretty much the perfect buy for... Whoa, wait a minute. Would we rather have Battle Cruiser? How do we win this game? Do we win this game with defense? He has base destruction, so maybe not. Do we just race him? I don't know if we can just race him. He just cycled. 8, 14, 19, 20, 21. So we're not dead in 1 cycle, but he's going to cycle in, oh geez, 2 turns. We're going to be dead in about 3 turns. Well, we might draw this. The question is, can we kill him? We got 8, 10. I don't think we kill him in 3 turns. Okay, So I think we do have to play defensively here. Ooh, that's a goodie. I think we'll buy that. Let's keep that away from him. And we can activate this to give ourselves 2 trade. Activate that to shoot him in the face. And we can also get a missile bot. Now, the question is, do we kill that? I think we need to kill that. All of his deck hinges on synergy. So killing that is probably the way to go. Making him discard a card is probably not going to do much. I want to keep that for my yellow combos. Okay, not bad. This is a neat draw here. Junkyard is going to protect our face. We can start scrapping scouts now. I think we're going to get rid of anything that's defense. Get rid of all these protector cards, healing cards. Shoot in the face. Yep. We've got 3 trade. We can buy a Merc Cruiser. Do I want to scrap a Viper at this point? I guess it's not terrible. I don't know. We kind of need every point of damage we can get here. Yeah. I mean, Merc Cruiser is the only thing we can buy, but is it really worth buying at this point? We need to do 29 damage. We have 5, 10, 12, 13, 15, 19, maybe 20? Yeah, I think we're going to need more damage because this Lancer's getting blocked by that too. Alright, yeah, I think we need to sacrifice a little bit of damage now to potentially pick up some damage later. Well, it turned out we drew bad. He must be loving this. Yeah, no point in holding back now, though. We're going to go Spike Pod Breeding Site, just get the damage. Yeah, Breeding Site is more damage. Okay. Hey, look at that. He had a shitty turn. That's kind of nice. Well, we're definitely going to scrap this scout. I think we're definitely going to just drop this 5 damage and shoot him. Question is, do we want a blob fighter? Well, we've only got 2 blobs. Does it really matter if we deny him a blob fighter at this point? We're probably dead in another cycle anyway. So I don't think buying the blob fighter is worth it. We're going to explore. That's not really worth it either. We're just going to pass here. I think we can kill him if we draw well. We did not. Well, we don't have enough to get a plasma vent either. Well, let's just keep buying damage. No point holding back now. Ooh, that's a neat little pickup. Frigate is always good, one of the best cards in the game. Shoot in the face. Heal ourselves for 4. Hopefully that puts us out of range. Well, our opponent kind of shot his wad, hopefully. We are going to put a base up, but if he combos his Blob Destroyer, then we are dead. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we can get a plasma vent. Okay, I think that's worth buying. Let's see what else comes up, though. Hopefully we can get some sort of hero or, I don't know, something to help us. 'Cause we are in dire straits here. Getting the plasma vent is nice, but is that really helping us? It's dealing damage. Ugh, we're so low on life at this point. It's going to be really tough to win. I think it's the only decision. I think it's the only thing we can do at this point, though. Shoot him in the face. Let's make him discard a card. And do we buy a probe bot? Yeah, let's buy a probe bot. It has cycle potential and can scrap, so very good card. Now we just gotta hope he doesn't have 8 damage. If he's got 8 damage, we lose. Discard a card. Well, it turns out we do not have 8 damage, which is a bummer. So let's drop this, and we're going to scrap anything that's defensive, so that helps him. We'll do that. Shoot here, and we can't kill that, so we'll shoot here. Huh, we are 1 damage off. Well, if he can strike back, he wins. I want to keep this up, because that will soak up some damage if he can't kill us. If he kills us, we're dead, obviously. But if he can't kill us, he may decide to sink 5 more damage into that, which would give us a little bit more breathing room for the next turn. Do we want to battle bot? I'm going to say no. I think it's too late to scrap at this point. Oh my god, we're not dead! I think we have lethal. Let's draw a card. Let the land start up 13. We need 3 damage, and that is 3 damage. Selecting none. Scrapping for exact lethal. Well played, Rockstar! What a game! What a game. Came down to 1 HP. And there you go, guys. You know, I hope that you learned a little something, that you were hopefully educated a little bit, and I hope that you kind of see the thought process that sort of goes into playing. You know, some turns played really fast, a lot of turns played really slowly because I had to sort of sit there and think about what was going on. So every turn is unique, every turn is different, and every play that your opponent does should also make you think about your plays and what you want to do. Now, did I play optimally? No, I don't think I did. It's pretty hard to switch back and forth between 2 turns. But yeah, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you liked the video. And this is number 1 in Rockstar v Rockstar. We'll be doing this series quite a bit for Star Realms and for Hearthstone and for any other games we decide to play on stream. Thank you so much. Keep learning, keep rocking. The Rockstar. See you later. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you want to see the newest videos, you can click here. If you want to see a recommended playlist, you can click here. And if you'd like to subscribe, you can click right here. Thank you so much, guys. Keep learning, keep rocking. The Rockstar will see you later.